It's time for TWiT, our April Fool's edition. We'll run down some of the best and worst April Fool's jokes all over the net. John C. Dvorak's here, Lamarr Wilson, and Mr. Brian Brushwood of Scam School fame. We've got a great TWiT ahead. Stay here.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for This Week in Tech is provided by the new Winamp for Android, featuring wireless sync and one-click iTunes import. Now with free daily music downloads and full-length CD listening parties. Download it for free at winamp.com/Android. Video bandwidth for TWiT is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. This is TWiT, This Week in Tech, episode 347, recorded April 1st, 2012. Dude, tap it in the bathroom. This Week in Tech is brought to you by Go to My PC. Take care of last-minute requests from anywhere, right from your phone, with the Go to My PC app for iPhone. Visit gotomypc.com for your free 30-day trial. Use the offer code TWiT. And by Squarespace.com. The fast and easy way to create a high-quality website or blog. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, go to squarespace.com and use the offer code TWIT4. And by Audible.com. Sign up for the Platinum Plan and get 2 free books. Go to audible.com/TWIT2. And don't forget to follow Audible on Twitter. User ID audible_com. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to This Week in Tech, the roundtable show that discusses the week's tech news in obsessive detail, starting with this man right here, the original, the one and only cranky geek himself, John C. Dvorak, channeldvorak.com. I like that. That's good. You got to blow the end, though. You got to go.
Yeah.
All right. To my right, left, your right, my right, your left, right, my right. To my left, your right.
Right, I am right. I'm always right. I like this.
And on the right, Mr. Brian Brushwood.
Hey, I did a show via Skype this week, yesterday. Wow. Somebody wanted to hire me for a birthday party.
Wait a minute, you did a birthday party via Skype?
You did a birthday party via Skype?
Well, I mean, first, it's like I do high-end corporate events with the stage show, and I'm like, you guys can't afford me for a birthday party. So I quoted them what it would be, and they're like, okay, try this on for size. What if we set up a projector, and we Skyped in, and you did the show for the birthday?
You don't have to leave the house.
I didn't have to leave the house or nothing. Everything went great except for...
Did you at least get dressed up?
I did, and I put the hair up and everything. The only thing that went wrong was I set off my smoke detector when I was doing the fire eating in the studio. It was awesome, though.
That was probably the best part.
So now I'm doing birthday parties.
You should, okay, so is there a number people should call?
Sure, 866-EAT-FIRE. Goes straight to my cell phone.
And he likes doing college events.
Sure.
More than Skype.
But I didn't even have to leave the house for this. This was awesome.
That is pretty cool. Where was the birthday party?
They were in Southern California, Orange County.
Wow.
And I didn't think it was going to work out at all.
Honey, we got you a magician for your birthday.
That's awesome.
He's on Skype.
The dad and the son both had the same birthday, and they're huge fans.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
really
that's
cool.
pretty cool. Also here, for the first time, we've got a newbie. I'm really pleased to welcome Wilson Tech 1. Lamarr Wilson is here. And he's the king.
He's the king.
He's been to Burger King.
I have.
He's well fed.
I am the king of the web.
He is.
I don't know, Lamarr. I would say it looks like you're not trying to steal someone's distinctive look right now, are you?
Can't.
We should all have spiked something. That's a very nice crown. It looks like it's made of foam rubber, however, I got to say.
It is. It's actually hurting my head. It comes off right now. All right. There we go. Get that out
Lamarr does a great show now on Revision 3. Just go to youtube.com/WilsonTech1 or revision3.com and you find out more about that. He says, by his own admission, the funniest tech guy on the air.
Also the most humble.
And the most humble.
Yes. Yeah. I strive for humility. So
somebody's already calling the number to see if...
Of course they're calling that number. But folks, don't call it unless you're ready to book.
Yeah.
He charges you just for talking.
For consultation.
So there's a reason why we have this group here on this day. This is April Fool's. And John C. Dvorak is famous for his April Fool's columns.
You know, the problem is I think the whole thing's being ruined. I mean, I do have an announcement to make that really has nothing to do with it, which I probably should mention.
Well, Okay, would now be a good time? I mean,
well, I get it out of the way. I've decided. I used to always, I'm a notorious independent voter.
yeah.
But
You're going to go all Democrat?
I've decided to go Democrat.
Yeah.
And we've got a bunch of money from a super PAC, and we've gone to the website. We put up a website because we're really pushing this.
Here it comes.
At RomneySucks.org.
SUCKS?
Yeah, RomneySucks.org, and
Yeah.
that's essentially our.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That would be the
You're
show.
not helping my pitch for why April Fool's Day is Christmas of the Internet.
I hate
This
April
is-
Fool's Day.
See,
Anyway,
this is-
so John's an April Foolster. Go to RomneySucks.org. At home, folks, you'll be very pleased. By the way, Romney's staff pulled an April Fool's joke on him. Did you see that?
No, what did they do?
I have to find it. But while we're doing that, I'm going to explain why you're all here. Mr. Scam School himself, the author of the Scam School book, he does the show Scam School in Revision 3. Brian Brushwood is a professional prankster. I mean, that's essentially what a magician is.
So he actually
Yeah.
does nothing on April Fools.
Yeah, all I do is take credit for things I didn't actually do.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
all magicians do.
Well, I mean, I think that you might take the day off because it's kind of amateur hour, right?
Oh, dude, look, here's the thing.
Dude.
You do that every time.
Dude.
Everybody in internet news seems to hate April Fool's Day except for me. Like, to me, this is all my favorite websites spend time and effort to package something that they hope will make me smile. And then it's like, I love it, man. I love seeing all the different, I love seeing the products on ThinkGeek. I love seeing the Google goes all out, man.
I
I'm
think
convinced they
Google
spend
overdoes
months.
it. I think they overdo it.
Well, the problem-
one good gag.
They got too many divisions, and each division has their own idea of something they want to do.
So Romney's staff got him all set for. They said it was a pancake breakfast. They often begin Sundays with pancake breakfast with
They gave
supporters.
them waffles and said, those cards.
Oh, what a great gag.
Representative Paul Ryan walks. He's backstage with Paul Ryan. Ryan walks out, introduces Romney. He's backstage with Senator Johnson of Wisconsin. They have the Secret Service protection there. Romney's standing behind a black curtain. Ryan gives his big endorsement. Praise, applause filters backstage. Romney walks out. There's no one there.
Oh, my God, that's
It's an
awesome.
empty room.
a great gag.
They haven't posted the video yet, but I apparently they did have the video, and they will post that on. And Lamarr's here because I don't know. You just seem like a trickster, a jokester, a foolish man.
Yeah, I think you were just looking down the list and you saw W, and you couldn't figure out who you wanted to have on
I was
here,
at the end of the list.
Yeah,
and
it's
there he
fine.
was,
We'll
Lamarr.
get this guy come in.
No, actually, I met you when we did our iPad coverage when the announcement of the iPad 3. Yeah. And we had a Google Hangout, and I invited anybody who's a tech journalist in, and you joined us. It's the first time I'd met you. You were great. And I said, I got to get this guy back on. So we're very pleased to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Hope to have some fun today.
Let's start. Let's talk about April Fools.
Round up.
We are surrounded by people who like it. I'm just going to weigh in. I think it's stupid. I hate it. I'm a cranky person.
Also, get off my lawn with your
If
jazz
you really
music.
hate it that much, Leo, this other guy sounds a lot like you on this 910 All he did today was yak about April Fools.
I hate it. That's my show, John. I do that radio show. You know perfectly well that was me.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And I pander to the people because I feel that the people want to hear about what happened on the net with April Fools. But I'll tell you why I hate it. As somebody who now has to do a show, I'm terrified that I'm going to get fooled, that I will see some tech news story and I will buy it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, yeah, you've done that.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
Never. Thank God. I knock on wood.
Actually,
because there have been a
Brushwood
few.
and I do have a gag waiting for you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Are you going to fool me?
Well,
All right.
it's going to be a minute.
Well, some guy named the Rat is here, right?
Nick the Rat.
Nick
the Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your April Fool's joke?
No, he's Nick the Rat. He's
an
from New
actual
York.
person.
He's an actual
He can
person.
pull out his driver's license.
Come
and
here,
show
Nick.
from
You got
New-
a drawing for us.
New York.
Nick has a drawing for us. So he does stuff for you?
He does our cover. Some of our cover. We have open source covers for
You're
every
too
show.
cheap to hire anybody.
No, we
to
don't.
do
We can
anything.
barely make enough money to do the show, and so we have to ask for donations and free
I don't
art.
buy that for minutes. So, Nick has done some art. So he's Nick the Rat. Where are you from, Nick? He's from Brooklyn, as anybody named Nick the Rat should be. Oh, look at that! It's rat art. Thank you, Nick. That is
Chief
fantastic. It's a Chief Twit as a rat. I love that. Thank you, Nick.
That is awesome.
Do you have a website or something? NickTheRat.com?
I got a whole bunch of cartoons.
It's an actual Nick the Rat.
So, see, we have another humorist in our midst.
Yeah, no, the place is crawling
nice
with him.
to meet you. I really appreciate it. NickTheRat.com.
All right, so here's what I want to know, is whether or not, Lamarr, you weigh in. April Fools, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
On
what?
You say thumbs down.
I agree. All right, you and me, Lamarr.
All right,
you
let's
and
take
me.
it to the chat room. Chat room, yay or boo for April Fool's Day? It's awesome. You guys, if you think you're being ripped off, why not have April 2 be
boo, yay, and boo, yay,
Frown-a-palooza
boo,
or something?
yay, boo,
it makes.
boo, yay,
All right,
boo,
so
yay.
I think what we should. Here's what we should do. I will go through a list of stories. Some will be real.
Okay, I like this.
Some will be April Fool's jokes, and then you can tell me. You can save me from reporting it as news.
Sure.
You said yourself you've never been tricked.
I think I have a pretty good. I'm because I'm very conservative. When I feel like something doesn't smell right, I immediately am suspicious.
I'll tell you what else is the real fallout is years later when you find some of these old stories and you think they're
that's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is when you see them out of context or
Right.
on the wrong day.
Right.
That's the problem with the internet, and that's the problem with April Fool's joke.
with the internet.
It is. It's a real problem. I have seen people pull old jokes out as fact. I mean, a friend of mine just wrote one today, which I thought was quite good, saying that the government has all offices of government all have to have a Facebook. They have to do all their logins with a Facebook login.
Wow, that's funny.
It's like a Spotify.
That's funny.
It's very funny. That's Roger Struckoff. I'll give him credit for that.
All right, here's one I honestly don't know if it's a April Fool's story or not. I'll post it to you, Leo, in the chat room. But it's from BBC, and it says, email and web use to be monitored under new laws. The government will be able to monitor the calls, emails, texts, and website visits of everyone in the UK under a new legislation set to be announced soon. Now, I
say that's true.
It is true.
What? This is the worst thing I've ever read.
Sadly, Squirrel in our chat room says, sadly, that is true.
Well, then why even release this story on April 1st? Wait till the next day.
That's how stupid they are.
No. That's my problem.
The April Fool, the idea of April Fool's Day is not part of English culture.
Well, that's what's interesting because I think this is
an American phenomenon.
This is an event, though. I agree, but it is now celebrated. Well, maybe not an American phenomenon. I don't know where it came from originally.
Didn't you see that Simpsons episode?
It seems like it's everywhere, but I think it's international at this point.
I don't think so.
So, how many April Fool's jokes did Google do? It seems like that's all they've been working on for the last 6 months.
That's all they do. Their stock price is plummeting because they can't think of anything but April Fool's.
It seems like that's all they've worked on. Go to maps.google.com. This is my favorite.
It's way good. It's way
This
good.
seems like they put a lot of effort into it.
The cheese one?
No,
the
look.
video is awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to watch the video, but they've got they announced
Google Maps
for the NES.
For the Nintendo Entertainment System.
And what's interesting is in the video, you could tell this was all made for the Japanese audience because they don't show an NES, they show a Famicom, and they have a Japanese family there.
Now, by the way,
Google provides service.
I'm just going to say one thing here. I am running a Google promotional video on YouTube. I did this on Twig on This Week in Google on Wednesday, and they pulled our video down saying we violated their copyright.
Wow.
Oh, you're kidding.
Now, if they pull this video down, this costs me thousands and thousands of views. In other words, many thousands of dollars.
This is ridiculous. This is a promotion for them.
But it's also news.
And it's
Anyway.
also a news app. Good point. It's also
I'm gonna
news.
back away slowly.
Totally fair use.
YouTube a little bit.
We appealed, and they put it back. Did it stay back, or did they pull it down again? Because there's a whole process.
I think it came back.
These are the
It came
kind
back
of
briefly. I
Yeah,
don't know
these
if
are the
it's
kind
still-
of idiots that run these companies today.
Well, anyway, so I am now running. This is a $10,000 risk I'm about to run.
Go for it, gamble, roll those dice, Leo.
Devices, from desktop computers to mobile devices, including tablets. But we've long neglected one of the most popular computer systems ever sold. And I'm here to introduce Google Maps 8-bit version as a first product for NES.
It's
Well, first we developed a new type of cartridge with dial-up technology, allowing the NES to connect to Google.
Dial-up technology.
We run more than 100,000 servers to overcome the NES's technical limitations. 8-bit maps are generated by Google's cloud in real time.
Here's the demonstration.
It's really easy to use. Insert the cartridge, connect the cable, then turn the power on. Blow on the cartridge to fix bugs.
Is that true? Do you do that?
Oh, sure, yeah.
To the internet.
Blow
Let's
on the
start from
cartridge
the
to
title
fix
screen.
bugs.
select search, and enter a name or place, just like the regular Google
Pyramids.
Maps.
So this all actually works if you go to 8-bit
that's what's
mode,
incredible.
including the historical landmarks. Like if you go to Washington, D.C., they have a little cartoon White House there.
This is where I was blown away. They must have some sort of programmatic thing in here that they were able to view 8-bit landmarks, that they were able to automatically, unless somebody spent a whole year.
Go ahead and type in like Washington, D.C. and take a look around that area.
All right, here.
Because that's, of course, very distinctive. And you can see that it really does look like if they were going to make an RPG for the NES. Of
Look at this. This is very elaborate. And by the way, you can zoom
there
on
it is. That look.
Yeah. This is very
Now
elaborate.
take the little quest guy and throw him on a street, and he'll go into Street View.
Where's the quest guy?
Oh, quest guy right there.
Oh, here.
Drag
Throw him
down
on a street.
There you go.
Let's see what the White House looks like in 8-bit. There he is. Is he doing it?
For it.
Oh.
There you go. And then,
Wow.
And then it has all 8-bit style graphics.
So they clearly did some of this programmatically.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
obviously they took the real Street View and then
Right.
they
But
degraded
still,
it.
this is pretty impressive, right?
Or do they have too much time on their hands?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
No,
It
that
seems like I mean, this is just one of perhaps a dozen.
Well, they also, Google's got that culture where they build in time off for side projects, and I think they get a tremendous amount of goodwill and PR from these kind of initiatives. Some of them fall flat. Some of them aren't as good as the others. Like they got the, I didn't think the Google Morse code was quite as good.
How about this one? This
This video was pretty
Google
good.
Racing, introducing our autonomous race car partnership with NASCAR, and the best thing is the back of the Google car has a sign on it that says "I'm driving lucky." And he shows the driver with his hands out the window.
Is that Larry or Sergey? It's one of them.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's Sergey.
Yeah.
That's Sergey. Oh my gosh.
If you watch the video, half of it is you can tell it's NASCAR people playing along with saying all the time it's going to save them. But then the other half is very clearly them going up to people at NASCAR tailgaters and telling them like it's real, and you get their real reactions.
Well, I
from
think
it.
that
I'm sure
I
that's
guess we're going to
funny.
get an ad here. So they get some money from the ads. They also get promotion for their autonomous vehicle program. So,
which I think it's not a coincidence that we saw the first video publicly showing. We had was that this week or the week
The
before?
blind guy.
Yeah, the blind guy.
that's the one I got pulled off of. That TWiT got pulled down for because we showed that, and I thought it was great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But I'm done. As much as I am willing to take a chance, I am not willing to show that video again. So I just invite you to go see it.
Yeah. I think the YouTube collection was just awesome.
That's a fun one too. Let's pull that one up here because
I really like that one.
that one you could almost believe was true.
No,
Sadly.
I did enjoy all the cameos from the YouTube celebrities at the end.
Continually strive
See
to
Rhett
bring
and
you
Link
the
in
best
there.
possible video experience on the internet. But that is all
Of course,
about
I
to
wasn't
change.
in there.
Our latest innovation
Well,
gives you a way to
that's a
literally
mistake.
hold YouTube in your hand. Introducing the YouTube Collection on DVD. It's the complete YouTube experience, completely offline. Enjoying YouTube videos has never been
size
easy.
of that
With
box.
the YouTube
6
Collection,
of 12.
DVDs have been conveniently organized into a system of nested modules. Simply navigate through the modules until you find the DVD of your choice.
How to
Each
open
DVD menu is
chocolate milk.
populated with video thumbnails. Just like on YouTube.com, you can select your playback resolution. And yes, full screen mode is available if desired. The YouTube Collection doesn't require the internet, but you don't lose interactivity. Just fill out the comment form and place it in one of the self-addressed stamped envelopes.
That
Don't
part
forget to
killed
throw in
me.
a green thumbs up or a red thumbs down. Your feedback will be sent directly to the creator of
Just
that
says
particular
first.
video,
It says first.
so you can maintain the dialogue that you're used to.
Rhett and Link.
The YouTube Collection isn't just a sampling of YouTube, it's all of YouTube. Every YouTube video uploaded ever. As soon as you sign up, we'll dispatch a fleet of 175 YouTube trucks to your home. Your nested video modules will arrive securely shrink-wrapped on pre-categorized pallets. If you live on a steep grade or in an area with low overpasses, your DVDs will be delivered by package. Since approximately an hour of video is uploaded to YouTube every second, you'll receive a new truckload every week. And if you sign up now, we'll give the entire DVD library to a friend or relative of your choice, totally free. Visit youtube.com/the YouTube Collection.
It's
Order
pretty
now
well
and
done.
select
I
from
actually
videos
haven't
including
watched the video yet.
Trending videos
You're the
on
April's
Laserdisc,
Grinch is what you are, Leo.
royalty-free soundtracks on vinyl, or weatherproof exterior DVD shelving for when your
Microsoft in
collection
these
gets too
deals?
large.
Yeah,
for the inside of your
were there
home.
any Microsoft
Order the YouTube Collection on
jokes?
DVD. Simple.
I'll tell you what, that's-
ergonomical.
I don't know. The chat room, were there any
A whole new way
Microsoft
to
gags?
enjoy the videos.
Maybe their stock price?
Oh, hey-oh.
You know what? I would actually love to see some kind of algorithmic correlation between what kind of companies put in the time and effort to do April Fool's pranks and how they perform or how they're perceived in the market. Because my guess is that's part of the reason you view Microsoft as being stuck up and behind the times.
And one of the reasons Google did they've
I
done
like that
more
theory.
this year than they have done
They've done
ever.
way It's too many.
There's so many. Now, there's one that was pulled down, which I'm kind of sad because it was actually very funny, but maybe it was just deemed to be in bad taste. I'm talking about the weather control. Did you see that one?
No, I missed it.
I missed it too.
Is it possible it's because they were actually revealing a fact?
This is not No Agenda.
So when you searched for a locale, was that what it was called, John? Do we have any?
I couldn't find that one.
Look at images. I am, and they're all pulled down. They're all pulled down.
Hang on, let me see.
Wait a minute. Here's one.
Wait, there we go.
You know what? I think they pulled them down.
Hold on,
This is what it looked like. You would enter in a search result, weather 10016, and you would don't like the weather. Now you can change it in your region by selecting from the drop down to change precipitation and setting your own temperature. So you'd set the temperature, set the precipitation. You'd press update weather. It'd give you a warning. Warning: you are about to actually change the weather in this region.
That's pretty awesome.
Did people really think this was real?
They must have, because it's gone. In fact, most of the images that I saw earlier today in image search are gone, John.
I still have mine. See, I changed our weather so we were having 85 degrees.
Nice day.
I wonder if there's a story there. That's very interesting that it's gone.
And also, now that I
Sounds
think
like
about
no
it,
agenda to me.
Google doesn't just go. I mean, I'm sure they go bug nutty during April Fools, but they're doing stuff all year round. Like you
nutty?
saw,
Bug nutty?
bug nutty.
Huh.
They did like if you just go to google.com, you type "do a barrel roll." Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah, that was fun.
And where it'd spin around,
Yeah.
and they had some other stuff.
They
like
have a
that as
sense
well.
of humor. And you're right. It makes
Did you
them
search
see
for
a little.
anagram? Have you tried searching for anagram?
Does it still work?
Yeah, I'm sure it says. Are you sure you didn't mean? There you go. Anagram. Did you mean Nagaram? Is what it says.
Did you mean Nagaram? That's pretty funny. That's
But
pretty
I
funny.
gotta say the one I had fun with reading about the most was really the Google Fiber, because being sick this week, I really needed something to kind of cleanse the colon and make me feel good. So taking a bite of that Google Fiber, it just bowels just flew right through me. It was just great. So
I'll just play a little bit of the first bit of the video on this so you can see what he's talking about here.
because otherwise I sound very weird.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I don't know if there's any help.
Hi, my name is Ben Segura, and I'm on the Google Fiber team. We have heard a lot of rumors that we've been building a fiber optic network that will deliver internet speeds 100 times faster than most Americans have access to today. And while we are humbled by these speculations, we have focused our efforts on developing a different kind of fiber, Google Fiber. Here at Google, we try to solve big problems using...
They've got very high quality.
Tom DeGazza says avoid the dark fiber, though.
So apparently there is, according to NeoWin, there is a April Fool's joke. Perhaps this is the Microsoft April Fool's joke.
That is a joke.
Boy,
Yeah,
is it,
I don't
this
think
this is obscure.
This is not helping
This
the
is
reputation.
obscure.
Faster SkyDrive.
This is exactly what you would expect the character from the Apple ads to think is a funny April Fool's
Wow.
joke.
Apparently,
Maybe it's kind of a reverse April Fool's joke to make them look like idiots.
SkyDrive command line. SkyDrive. Boy, this is a hoot. Boy. Just that's
I
just
need some
hysterical.
tissues to wipe my eyes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow. Type log in.
Wow. Command line interface. That's
whoa.
hilarious, Microsoft again.
Ha ha.
I could read Bill Gates all over this.
Yeah. I think that tells you a little bit something, doesn't it? That this was compare that to the effort that Google put in the movies and the videos and the sense of humor.
A couple of those were just they're well produced.
Allow and access and edit your SkyDrive photos and documents. Yeah, I'm a little. This is a little bizarre. I do in fact have command line access. Oh, I can't type ls.
Now that'd be quite funny if they called you and said, "No, this is actually this is what we're actually
is
doing."
my SkyDrive
command line interface.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, let's
That's
just
cool.
CD to.
Can you actually
pictures.
execute a photo or something?
Yeah, let's see. DIR.
We should execute this joke.
Yeah,
yeah.
Hey-o.
As the professional comic in the bunch, I have some documents in here, I think. Let's see.
Okay, wow. This is getting really tedious really fast.
No, come on, guys. Okay.
DR doesn't seem to work. Or you change the director, you know how to do that.
What?
You remember all these old things.
See, they brought the actual Windows interface to the command line.
So that's kind of cool because it actually does work. I mean, that's my actual SkyDrive data.
Yeah. Couldn't actually execute anything or see any of the content.
I'm sure I could if I go to the right place. Let's see.
It was a very clever thought, Microsoft.
CD, SkyDrive. At least it has...
Use the tab, Leo.
Yeah, it works. It works.
Press F3, Leo.
Oh, there you go. Download 58.j. This is a real nostalgia trip. And there
oh my
it
gosh!
is. It
Look
worked.
at that.
That worked.
That is kind of cool.
No.
There you have it.
No, it's not.
It's the definition of uncool, Brian.
Yeah, well, which makes it cool.
That is the April Fool's joke from Microsoft. But
Now,
it's
how do you
geeky.
feel
Obviously
about
not written by
Google's
professional
practical
comics.
jokes?
All right, I'm going to ask the chat room to give us a couple of links to their favorite April Fool's jokes, and while they do that, I will take a break and come back with more with John. And by the way, that's really nice. Thank you, Mr. Rat. That is really great.
You can call him Mr. Rat.
Mr. Rat.
It's a professor. Call him Professor Rat.
Professor Rat. Thank you. They're coming across now. I gotta do this commercial so we can come back and give you some of Ashton Kutcher to play Steve Jobs. I hope that's an April Fool's. We'll see. Apple claims patent to the rectangle. We're going to get all of these in here. Okay, we're getting them. I'm clicking them here. While I do that, let's talk a little bit about accessing. This is no joke. Accessing your office computer from your iPhone. It's called Go to My PC, and it's the best remote access out there. Visit gotomypc.com. And this was a good one. Yeah. And give it a try. Here's the deal. While you're at your desktop at your office or home, whichever one you want to access, Mac or PC, visit gotomypc.com. Use the offer code TWiT. You click the try it free button, offer code TWiT, and you get 30 days to Go to My PC. Now, here's the beauty part. Anywhere, you just leave. Go away. Take a break. Go home from work early. Anywhere you go, you can access that computer on your iPad, your iPhone, on any desktop computer just by logging in and Go to My PC. The iPhone and the iPad have a free app there. It's just incredible. It is the most amazing thing. So here's the deal. If you need access, remote access, you want something secure, fast, easy to use, try it free for 30 days. I'm not asking you to buy it. Just try it free for 30 days and let me know. Visit gotomypc.com. Click the try it free button right there. Use the offer code TWiT. And then put it on your iPhone. And then walk away. Just walk away from work. I think you'll be very impressed. Gotomypc.com.
You know what I'm going to do right now?
Offer code TWiT. What?
I'm going to go to my PC to my desktop, and I'm going to use the Sonos controller to start blasting loud music at my house. And
and then say, please record Game of Thrones.
That's right. I'm going to record my voice.
Then say, please record. Yeah, that's what you should do. I've done that.
Leo.
Let me do the...
Yeah. This is Brian from the future. Record. What, Lamarr?
Well, what do I do if I work from home? How can I benefit from Go to My PC?
I do not know. That is a very good question, Lamarr. You could. Well, I tell you how you could benefit.
I'm now never going to be on this show again.
No, I'll tell you how. Do you ever take time off? Do you ever vacation? Do you ever go anywhere? Do you visit family, friends? Could you ever come to San Francisco?
I will very soon.
All right. Before you leave, Go to My PC on your computer at home, because inevitably you'll leave something there you need, or maybe you want to send and receive email from your actual home account, that kind of thing. Go to My PC. See?
I'm going to sign up right now, Leo.
Will you please? Thank you. All right. Jeez Louise.
I used to use it.
No, it works great.
Oh,
there's a stunning.
No, I don't have any use for it because I don't travel at all. I stay home.
You and Lamarr.
But I liked it. It was amazing.
All right.
It worked as well as it does.
Here are our votes. The votes are in. They said, "Is this really?" Now this is our contest. April Fool's joke or true story? Ashton Kutcher to play Steve Jobs. Variety magazine says that he is signed in the indie pick Jobs. This is not the one based on the Isaacson book. That's Sony bought the rights to that.
Well, here's
I'm now
a better
blasting
picture.
Boogie Boogie Hedgehog at my house.
Here.
I'd say gag.
Gag?
How about that?
I say it's real.
No, I say it's real. He's at that point in his career where I bet he would love to.
I know
tackle an
he would
acting
like
track.
it. I bet you he made the story up.
I don't know. Those look like pretty good matches.
I would go with that.
Why would you think Ashton Kutcher would try to get attention? I don't. There's no way.
Yeah, good point.
How about this one? Tim Worstall writing Forbes.com. Apple claims patent rights to the rectangle.
I believe that's to be true.
This actually comes from the Register initially. Patent 1,042,012. And he says there is prior art. When we sued Samsung in April of last year, Apple said one of our assertions was the company had modified its original design to include square icons with rounded corners that were copied directly from iOS icons. So how much of a legal leap is it from the assertion of owning squares with rounded corners to asserting we own the rectangle? All right, I think that's a joke.
Close for
that's a joke.
That's not even close to funny.
Not even close. How about the Nokia Ice, the new super cool phone from Nokia Research? All right, we know that's not true.
Yeah.
How about this?
Wait, what are you playing? What is
He's
happening?
playing Asteroids.
Is this an MMO?
Yes, and they just got me. This is MMO Asteroids.
MMO Asteroids.
MMO Steroids.
Most-steroids.
I don't know if it's an April Fool's joke. It seems to be real.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I think that there are other people playing it, but I don't know what the keys are, so I'm going to get screwed.
What's great is they can tell because you watch them all circle in. And
Yeah,
they're like
they knew
fresh
immediately
mates.
as soon as I joined, and they go, oh, that guy's an idiot. All right, that's MMO Steroids from seb.ly, all right?
That is cool.
This is the game of the year. I am so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this closely because I think you're going to want this as much as me when this is available.
The truth sought by the assassins
Play
who came
Assassin's
before
Creed?
me
Yeah, sure.
is
Play
still hidden,
Awesome game.
and their enemies still breathe.
Watch. This is going to blow your mind, John.
Oh no.
So my quest continues. I cannot rest until all has been revealed.
Look at that. Climbing along the rope.
This is a joke, right?
You know,
She
I'm
is flying. Look at that. Look at that. Watch the kill move. Oh. Yep, she's a good archer. See that? She's aiming. She's shooting. He just jams him right in the gut
This
there.
is a joke. Please
No,
say
this is
a
real.
joke.
This is real.
I believe this is real.
Watch, look, she's hiding in a haystack.
You know, okay, this is
Uh-oh. Look at that. Look at that. Can't wait. This is what Connect, this is the game Connect was made to play. He's sitting. Oh. Okay, remove all furniture before playing the game. This is my favorite.
By
Look
the
at
way,
Oh, I love this.
Oh my. That actually is...
when the Kinect first came out, this is pretty much my
That's awesome.
my
Were
complaint.
those Wii controllers that she
Yes.
had slung in there? That's awesome.
They can do it too.
That was the best video.
That was a fan video. That's, to me, this is the best April Fool's of
good
them all.
gag.
Because at first I believed it. I said, oh, I cannot wait.
You would. Like, wait a minute.
You
just
think
said-
that's not credible?
No, I think I just think that you flap a lot of gums about how you hate April Fools.
Yeah,
and,
and
then
then
we spend half
you've
the
never been
episode watching all of
fooled.
our favorite videos.
All right, there's a few more. So what do you do if you're a major company, you're filed for Chapter 11, the employees are all grim and glum, you put out this.
You start drinking.
Print your own live kittens, new from Kodak. It's fun, fast, and easy.
God, the guys who put some of these websites together should be.
What's sad is
Yep.
these guys are filing for Chapter 11. In fact, right at the bottom it says Kodak. Well, actually, it had when I looked at it, it actually said Kodak receives court approval for completed debtor in possession financing. It's like this is real. The Windows action.
That was a Kodak gag? They don't want to
Yeah,
put it
that's
together?
from the Kodak page.
Nice work.
Yeah, don't you like that?
Yeah, I did like it.
Yeah. Taco
doesn't
Bell
kid-
buys the actual Liberty Bell.
That Taco Bell's used this gag over the years. They got into trouble for saying they were going to buy the rights to it, to the naming, and call it the Taco Liberty Bell.
I like that.
Remember that some years ago? You don't remember that?
No, I love that.
Scandal.
So, did you see that Reddit now has Reddit timeline that goes all the way back into the past, but also into the future? And it's fully populated with stories all the way through.
Reddit should have something really awesome. This is something new from Gmail. It's called Gmail Tap.
26-key keyboard into that space.
It's so many keys. I feel constricted by the keyboard.
I just feel very overwhelmed. There's so many buttons.
It's time to think about how can we do this better using the technology that we have today. And that's where Gmail Tap comes in.
It's a better way to type.
I've always known that I was related to Samuel F.B. Morse. He's my great-grandfather's grandfather's brother.
When Reed Morse first came to my office and he said he had an idea for bringing Morse code back, I got really excited.
As a ham, you should enjoy
Gmail
this,
Tap
John.
replaces the default keyboard in the Gmail application with one that only has 2 buttons.
2 keys.
Dot or
dash. Every single letter in the alphabet can be spelled using just those 2 commands.
Morse code is perfect. It's just a dot and a dash. What's simpler than that?
You know what's great about this? This does actually mock a lot of the Apple
one-button stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Input on the phone faster.
Oh, wait till you see
realize that
LL
we
Cool
can
J.
double the speed again by doubling the number of keyboards you have.
You can actually split your screen and send 2 messages at once to 2 completely different recipients.
Gmail Tap multitasking, it's an improvement over speech.
I like the music in the background.
It is. It's very Apple. This is another multitask. This is the Google Chrome group showing how to browse with multiple cursors at the same time. It's called...
Hi, I'm Glenn Murphy, and I'm a designer on Google Chrome. When we're on the web, we're always trying to get more done faster. But research has shown that most people don't really save time when they try to do multiple things at once. On the Chrome team, we don't think this is a problem with people. We think it's a problem with the tools they have at their disposal. We realized that at any one time while browsing, you're only using 50% of your hands. Why? Because you only have one mouse. Chrome multitask mode changes that by giving you access to not 1, but 2 mice at the same time.
Does that actually work? It's got to try multi-task
At first, it might be a
mode.
little tricky to get the hang of steering 2 mice.
It might.
But after a short period of time, it feels completely natural.
As an architect, if I make a mistake, it's a matter of life and death. Multitask mode has taken the stress off because I'm no longer thinking too hard about any one project.
We only have 1 computer between us, and we used to fight and fight over who got to use the internet first.
Well, now we don't have to wait or take turns anymore. With multitask mode, we can both check our email at the same time on the same computer.
Who's David?
Security multitask mode is no exception.
So I don't know. What if I click that?
From clicking on
Oh, look, I've got...
Yes!
It works! All right.
We hope multitask mode helps you.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
So these were
See
all...
the head that came out and looked at both mice? You missed that little... There's a frame where the guy came out and looked at both of your mice.
Whoa. Hey, was there an LL Cool J one that I...
No, he was in that one with the dots and dashes. He was in the very end.
That was LL Cool J?
Yeah, and in fact, I'm glad you said that because I thought I was like, man, that guy looks like LL Cool J.
Yeah, it was him. Basically, if you don't want to go back to it, he basically was talking about... Okay, you have to kind of hear it in his voice. It's
all right. So that's the Gmail Tap one, right? The Morse code one.
Jump all the way to like 20% left, I think.
Wow, I can't believe that they got LL Cool J. Maybe he was at the Google campus and.
Oh, come on, who couldn't get LL Cool J now? I can get him for one of my.
Yeah, I agree. He does everything.
Is that him?
Yeah,
it's great.
Wait a minute, that's hysterical. That's LL Cool J.
Yeah. You have to go back.
It says Todd Smith. Product.
That's his real name, Todd Smith.
That is his real name?
Your mouth can only say
one of. You guys know a lot about LL Cool J.
Listen to what he says.
I really am excited to see where
Who's
Manhattan
this?
takes us.
I think the people.
So
will be
this is
best
probably the
served
biggest,
by
highest
Gmail
production
Tap,
value.
People with fat fingers.
No, I think the one with
twice
the
as productive, and people are going to be able to write emails anytime they want.
You can tap it in the morning. You can tap it at night. You can tap it in the bathroom.
That gives that whole sentence a new meaning. That gives now that I know it's Cool J, I go like, oh,
of course you can tap
it.
You could tap it in the morning. You could tap it at night. You could tap it in the bathroom.
Did you get this one?
I did not get that one. Oh, Think Geek. Now, Think Geek did a bunch of stuff.
And, of course, half these will end up being real products in about 25 minutes.
Now, Brian, why do you think the Twitter, not the Twitter one, the one about Twitter and the toilet paper, I won't say the name.
Oh, that's real. That's totally real.
Why is that not a prank? That should.
What happened?
Why is that a real thing?
Well, dude, it's like they make novelty. I'm going to start saying fellow.
He's like your old.
Well, my friend.
Like, yeah, would you just start saying chaps? And he'll say dude, and it would be great.
I tell you.
Gents.
No, I think there's always been a place for novelty stuff. They got like novelty constitutions, wipe your ass with the Constitution. They got all that stuff.
So this is real. What is it? Novelty what?
It's toilet paper with tweets on it. You can wipe your butt with.
I think that's probably a good idea. Now, so they told me to search for put tweets where the sun don't shine. And there's a new name for Twitter. I'll let you figure out what it is. Okay. Now, somebody said search for Taylor Swift on the Google Marketplace, and I get exactly what I'd expect. Is there an April Fool's joke there?
Just
Taylor Swift.
Just her music.
Just her music. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I like Taylor Swift.
I think you have to search in the Google Play Store to get what this person is talking
Does
on
it-
your phone.
Oh, on the
phone. Okay. What is it? Can you describe it for us?
Yeah, because I don't have my phone.
Basically, it says, "Are you looking for Beyonce?" Or
that's kind of mean.
That is mean.
Of course, playing off of Kanye West's, Taylor Swift's getting her award, and he comes up and says,
Yeah.
"But I don't want to interrupt you, but Beyonce's got the best video of the year."
Might as well plug Gina's. What is it?
I never can remember. A new something. Newdomain.net.
.net.
What is she doing?
She has apparently collected all these gags.
Apple. This is true. Actually, Apple was founded on April 1st. It was incorporated on April 1st, 1976, and that is not a joke.
Do they ever do any jokes, Apple? They too stuffy now?
They take
the
this
Newton
way too serious. The Newton.
Hey, yo.
The greatest prank of all time.
Yeah. This is just a big infographic about April Fools. I don't know what else is there.
I don't know.
All right, I think we've mined this.
I think we got it.
Yeah, we actually have tech news.
That's right.
Is there anything?
Time to go.
We talked about Richard Branson and Virgin Volcanic, right?
No, we didn't. I missed this one.
I haven't seen that one either.
So Branson says, there only 500 people have been to space. Only 3 people have been to the bottom of the ocean, but no one has ever attempted to journey to the core of an active volcano until now. And it's a little drill.
Yeah, you can cut your time going to Hawaii, and I think it's like just a couple hours, and you'll be there.
Yep. This is okay.
I did like the people who took April 1st as an opportunity to make certain statements. You know that Notch over at Minecraft is his next game is going to be called Scroll, I believe, and the folks over at Bethesda. Who apparently, like, the programmers are fans of Minecraft, but the legal team is like, no, they'll confuse it with Elder Scrolls. And he was like, look, I'll put a subtitle. We'll distinguish it. It'll be totally different. And they're like, nope, stop, cease and desist. And then, and so on on today, April 1st, he releases the name of his new game is going to be Mars Effect, looking exactly like Mass Effect.
It looks just like
and
Mass
then it goes
Effect.
on, and the whole thing is digging on the whole controversy.
Wow. So, but yeah, I saw that and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But now I understand. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
You young people are here to explain it to us old dudes. Actually, Justin Bieber, I don't know if that was for April Fools, but he actually, as a prank, tweeted, "Call me," and put out a phone number.
Yeah, Leo, I am, expert all things Bieber, so I can take this story.
Would you take the Bieber?
Yeah. So basically, he put a phone number out there. He didn't give the last digit, and
was it his phone number?
Yeah, I guess he was saying it was his phone number. And what happened is thousands of girls start calling this couple.
There's only 9 other possible. There's it's one digit missing. So
you make 10 calls, you're in.
Yeah.
So now they're upset. They want to sue, and I say no. I think they overreacted with this. I think this would have been a perfect opportunity for this elderly couple to try to find out who would be the best girlfriend for their grandkids. So they could have really just kind of narrowed the field there. They had all these girls who are loyal, who loved guys. So that was it would have been great. I think they overreacted on this.
I understand why they're upset, but then I read what their lawyer is suggesting for compensation.
What was he suggesting?
And it's
a
just
little ridiculous.
Yeah, they either the suggestions from their legal team have included tickets for the couple's grandchildren to a Bieber concert.
That's good.
An
It's not bad.
apology
It's not like
from
$10
Bieber.
million.
An apology from Bieber. And an endorsement for an online project created by them.
Okay, all right. So that's just a naked grab.
But you got to wonder about the other 8 people who probably also got a lot of calls. He's got 19 million followers.
What would it cost him to throw some tickets their way?
They should give him at least that.
Should settle everything with an arm wrestling contest.
So this is not a joke, but it almost feels like a joke. Apple has decided to cut overtime at Foxconn after a lot of criticism.
They don't own Foxconn.
But they've asked Foxconn. Foxconn decided to do it. I bet you Apple. Actually, I shouldn't give credit to Apple. Foxconn decided to cut down the amount of overtime they're requiring of their workers. The workers are pissed.
Yeah. Well, if you when the first story dropped on Reuters, they said that there were 2 concerns that the employees had. One was that they wanted more hours and that they didn't like the food at the cafeteria. Those are the 2 biggest concerns. And so they responded like, "Oh, you want more hours? How about less?"
Yeah. Chenya May, who is a Foxconn worker for Hunan, said, "We're here to work, not to play. Our income's very important. We've just been told we can only work 36 hours a month."
A month?
A month.
A maximum of 36 hours a month of overtime.
Gotcha.
I tell you, a lot of us aren't happy with this. We think 60 hours of overtime a month would be reasonable, and that 36 is too little.
Well, and in fact, Apple's policy says that we don't want to see overtime greater than 60 hours, but the Chinese law itself limits it to only 49. And I don't know how seriously anyone takes that Chinese law, or if they should.
I think there's a danger here that we're trying to apply Western values to an Eastern culture, and here you're saying to workers, and I'm not saying they should be overworked. Of course, I'm not saying that, but they're saying that we want this. That's part of their culture to be hardworking like this.
Yeah.
So they're rightfully upset. It's kind of goes back to that whole Coney situation. We're in the Western world judging what's going on over there, and they're sitting there in our country. It's like, wait a minute, what are you all talking about? This guy's been gone for years. Handle your own business. Right. So I think that's a problem that
we're meddling.
Can't get over that. Yeah,
well, and keep in mind also, like a lot of the employees over at Foxconn, they're traveling from very small villages, traveling far away from their families,
just
so they can have an opportunity to work really hard for a specific amount of time and pull down a bunch of cash.
And they send money to the family.
Right. Well, and it really is. It's like we've got this vision of like, oh, I want them to live life like I have a life, so I don't have to feel guilty when I buy my new iPad. And I think it is very well intentioned, but as most of these initiatives do, they're going to have terrible unintended consequences.
Well, I don't think we should back off on wanting appropriate conditions there.
Well, you had the thing with child labor and people being whipped.
Whipped?
Well, I'm just saying.
I hope not.
Well,
but if you want to look at the situation that's really bad, we have to look at our own country and the essential slave labor. We have more prisoners per capita than any other nation in the world. We have more prisoners in total than any other nation in the world, and we pay them 23 cents an hour to do just about everything.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
And that's in fact one of the things people complain about in China is this so-called prisoner labor, this slave labor.
We have more slave labor than anyone.
Right.
And why? And I guess maybe this has been asked before, but why is Apple being targeted where there's HP, Samsung, Amazon, Nokia, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft?
I think that's unfair as well. I agree.
All these other they use Foxconn as well. So I'm maybe that's just a rhetorical question, but it just seems a little weird that they're being targeted. Maybe because they make the most money.
Well. But nevertheless, because they're earthy, crunchy, they're Apple, there's higher standard, whatever. But nevertheless, I don't think we should back off on looking at these conditions. But you're absolutely right. It's more complicated than just, we got to pay them more. And maybe, there's an unintended consequence to cutting their hours. That's not what they're there for. Tim Cook was the first Apple CEO to visit Foxconn. He's shown here smiling next to smiling, happy employees. They're all laughing. I like they gave him a yellow slicker.
The best people, and then put a guy in yellow so everyone knows. Hey, if the guy in yellow comes through,
right.
Yuck it
up. All they gave was photographs, basically. That's it. He went to the Foxconn plant, then a trip to Beijing, where he met top leaders, including the mayor, the vice prime minister.
I mean,
who
do you
is
really
likely to be the
think
new
that
prime
they're going to
minister
limit
later this year.
to only 39 hours of overtime? You don't think that we're instantly going to create a black market for overtime where it's billed under someone else's name and there's fictitious people get
Of course
created?
that's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, one last Tim Cook story, and then we'll talk about hacking Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh. Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
You can tap it anywhere. You can tap it in the bathroom. Apple workers put Tim Cook atop the list of most beloved CEOs.
He just got in.
I know, but
How's
he
he the
has,
most beloved? Nobody even knows
believe it
the
or
guy.
not, he has a higher rating, 2
Yeah.
points better than Steve Jobs got in his last year as CEO. He has a 97% approval rating.
Yeah, April Fools.
No. See, I know, and that's why I don't like April Fools, because you can't be sure. But no, this came out March 30th.
Well, you know what this is? This is the exact same situation we have with the president of the United States. When everything's great and the economy's good, we think the president must be awesome and we give him high approval ratings. And when they're bad, then we blame the president, when in fact, the president has very little to do with the economy. And likewise, the CEO has very little to do with the specific, the very specific direction of the show. I mean, this is... They're rich. They're happy. They're sitting on gajillions of dollars. So, of course, they're happy with the CEO.
Number 2, the CEO of Ernst & Young, which is an accounting firm.
I that's my man. I've
Jim
always
Turley, you love him?
Never heard of him.
Love him. Just love him. He is such an icon, isn't he? Qualcomm CEO Paul Jacobs, American Express.
Let's just make this up. I my lecture about how these things are picked.
No, this is...
there's a survey? Of what? Of who?
Of employees. These are the people who work at Apple are asked this.
Oh, this is idiotic then. It doesn't make any sense.
Google, Intel, Accenture, VMware, Starbucks round out the top 10. Did you know the CEO of Nordstrom is named Nordstrom? What are the chances of that?
Gosh, seems odd.
Maybe you're required to change your name. I don't know.
That would be
It's
weird.
I think that's kind of interesting.
Where are you on the list? You should be on the list.
I am way off that list. I am not. I don't know. Where would you put me, Eileen? Oh, I guess the wrong.
All the way to number one.
Thank you. Right.
Come
You better say.
on,
You better say that. Let's talk about Squarespace, and then we will come back and talk.
Never
about
heard of them. Tell me about these guys.
Hacking celebrities. But first, you know about Square. I don't have to tell you about Squarespace. You do best Squarespace ads ever.
I've never heard of this product and or service. I look forward to learning about them.
An SFW.
Because I'll tell you, my problem is I'm on the road and I'm always wanting to create a high quality blog portfolio or any kind of website, but I don't know the first thing about HTML5. I need something that has high quality templates that'll make my website look amazing using distributed hosting, so that there's no way when my popular posts hit Reddit or Dig or get mentioned on TWiT that my site's always going down.
There's nothing that good there. You couldn't find anything like that. There's no such thing. Is there?
Or is there?
Or is there? Thank you, Lamarr. Thank you, Lamarr. You've redeemed yourself after the Go to My PC fiasco.
Thank you.
Squarespace is the secret behind exceptional websites. They are. We were in New York a couple of months ago, met with Anthony and the gang, and just really a nice bunch of people who do a fantastic product. And I love the confidence they have, because all you have to do is go to squarespace.com, and you don't need an offer code or anything. Just click that big green try it free button right there, and all you will need is a name, a password, your first name and last name. They've added that.
They don't even want your credit card info.
And your email. No credit card, no offer code. They're going to get, and you can uncheck stay in touch, and they won't even email you. Except to say your 2 weeks is up.
Hey, and you know what? We on NSFW, of course, we always have everyone create these hilarious fake websites all the time.
That.
We thought that we were going to get in trouble for it, but it turns out Squarespace loves it when you fake a website on using the free trial, because you're becoming familiar with the tools. Yeah, that's what they want.
I asked Anthony, because I exactly asked him that. I said, we're always doing this. And the other thing we're doing is we're saying, try to bring our site down.
Yeah, sure.
Inside.twit.tv. We get the entire Twit army. You know, anytime we tell anybody about a website, on any of our shows, that site goes down immediately.
It's kind of awesome.
Not with Squarespace. Not with Squarespace. You cannot bring it down. So go ahead, go to inside.twit.tv. We'll see if you can bring it down. So here's the deal. Create your website, play with the tools, get to know Squarespace. They have a great workshop at workshops.squarespace.com. Free workshops on getting started, how to use it, the design tools. These are all free live webinars. To use they want you to use Squarespace to the nth degree. They really do. They get off on that. They've got a special support team to give you personal help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've added new templates, 13 template redesigns, 85 style options, 2 brand new templates, 300 web fonts, the entire Google web font library. It's all in there. So after your 2 weeks, you've designed a site, you like it, you want to keep it. Here's what you do. You sign up for Squarespace using our offer code TWiT4. The new offer code is, hey, they've changed it. It's funny. They're constantly changing. This is the new pricing. Very simple. There's just 2.
Oh, wow. That's all, huh?
There's just 2. They've really simplified this.
Standard and unlimited.
And they've lowered the price. It's now as low as $8. That's kind of unbelievable. That is amazing. $8 a month. And you'll save, right now, 10% off your first purchase if you use our offer code TWiT4. So that's even better. TWiT4. 10% off first month on monthly plans. 10% off the first year. If you buy a year, that's more significant. I want you to take advantage of it. Squarespace.com. I
need to make a website one day.
You don't have, come on, Lamarr. You got a website. Come on, don't you?
I don't. I'm a Google Plus guy. That's kind of like my website right now.
Yeah, you're like Mike Elgin does that too. But you should probably have a site that is yours, because you don't want they own all your you're kind of pouring content into Google
and they
Plus.
own it.
Well, they don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about owning it.
It's a terrible
situation. But you don't control it. Let's put it that way. Right. And so it's good to have your own place. You could have the Google Plus stuff go there. Well, you know what? Call me. I know the guys at Squarespace.
I will.
I'll hook you up. Seriously.
Okay.
And by the way, inside.twit.tv. And we didn't tell them we were going to do this. It's fine. Still up. That you cannot do that with any other site.
No.
Do what?
Tell the Twit Army to go there. All
and then without burying it.
And it doesn't bury it. It's
that's why I did the RomneySucks.org, because you can't, because it actually goes to a Squarespace site.
See,
did you? No.
Yeah. The
You're kidding.
No Agenda shows a
Let's
Squarespace.
try it. Let's just see. RomneySucks.org.
It is Squarespace.
And then
look
boom,
at that.
Just
no
pops
agenda.
right.
Can't bring it down. All right, is this a Squarespace site, really?
Yeah.
Let's all try to bring John's site down.
NoAgendaShow.com.
NoAgendaShow.com. Everybody go there now. Go
and
forth.
then let's try to bring my Twitter account down.
Yeah.
That'll be hilarious.
What is your Twitter? Twitter.com/WilsonTech1.
Yeah. See, let's all go there right now and hit follow.
You
and
know,
see what happens.
it's actually quite easy to bring Twitter down. I got bad news for you. I got really bad news for you. It doesn't. I think I'm already following you, but if I'm not, I apologize, and I will. Oh my God, I'm not following you. Shocking. All right, there you go. Lamarr Wilson.
And don't forget at the
Wilson
real
Tech.
Dvorak. Don't forget that.
Oh,
Just
yes.
saying.
Right.
I haven't built up anything here.
We have never done this. Now, okay, well, let's just see. Lamarr. Now this is the tweet to follower ratio.
Okay.
He's got 21,000 tweets but 11,000 followers.
That means he loves his audience so much that he says something twice to each and every one of them.
I got a nasty tweet from a guy, and I always check when somebody really says nasty things just to see how many people saw it. Like 12 followers, 30,000 tweets.
Wow.
He's talking to nobody, but he can't stop. Dvorak. 82,000 followers. It's very good, John.
This sucks compared to you.
But look how many tweets. 44,000 tweets. You got to tweet more, dude.
I talk too much on
Tweet
Twitter.
more, dude?
See, aha! See, it wasn't me this time.
I say, chaps, you need to tweet more. I say, Uncle John, tweet more. I like the champagne. That's nice. Is that to signify that this is A+ Twitter?
It's nice.
A
classy joint.
Classy
joint.
Classy joint. What are we doing? Sound effects now?
I'm sorry. I'm just having fun back here.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm sorry, but I was promised Scarlett Johansson, and y'all are just measuring your tweets. That's not what I want to see.
All right. Hacking.
Way to go, Brian.
By the way, this is probably, I'm guessing this is link bait. Hacking Scarlett Johansson and 50 other celebs using Google and Gumption. This is about a 34-year-old Jacksonville, Florida resident, Christopher Cheney, who had the email address for celebrity stylist and handbag designer Simone Harouche. He didn't have the password. So he just used the password reset feature on Apple's cloud servers. It's me.com. Answered the required security questions by supplying publicly available information. Little tip here. If you're a public figure or you have a Wikipedia page and they say, what's your dog's name?
Where were you born?
Where were you born? Don't use that. So when I use questions like they say, what what is your mother's maiden name? I say banana slug.
There you go.
And then that way,
typing that in now.
Of course, you did just announce that on This Week in Tech.
Anyway, it worked, right? So he got her email. So from there, he got all her email and had it sent to his account on Yahoo.com.
He mirrored it. It was just like that's so creepy. But yeah, he mirrored.
Well, that's what I would do.
Email, yeah.
Because that way you don't have to log in again. You just change the settings once. You're going to get all the mail,
and the person never knows it,
right?
Unless they check their settings.
Exactly. And so if you do get hacked, and by the way, this happens all the time, check your settings. Obviously, make sure your mail's not getting sent somewhere else that you don't know about. The nice about Gmail, they'll let you know. Gmail will actually tell you.
They do?
Yeah.
IP address. If it was logged in from somewhere else.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
The amazing thing is he went on this spree, impersonating all these people, resetting all these passwords, and about like half a year into it, he thinks, oh, hey, maybe I should use a VPN to hide my IP address.
Whoops.
But he was like, as this designer lady, he was texting or sending email messages to like Christina Aguilera saying like, hey, I'm sorry, I just really need some skimpy clothing photos.
And it worked.
Just send it over if you could. And then without question, like, sure.
He requested pictures of Aguilera wearing, as he would later admit to a federal judge, quote, very little clothing. Apparently, she complied. That's what puzzles me. Your hairdresser says, hey, can you send me some naked pictures? Then he went on to Mila Kunis, Scarlett Johansson. Got that in for you.
Yep.
What is the character that she's going to be in this new Fantastic Four, whatever it's called?
I have no...
Black
wait,
Widow.
you're talking about the Avengers?
She's
Did
the
you
Black
say
Widow.
Fantastic
The
Four?
Avengers. I don't know. The
Should be a Fantastic
rubber
Four.
man.
With Plastic Man and Fighting Rock Guy and
The green guy who gets angry. Green angry man.
Mr. Frowny Face.
Mr. Frowny. She's Black Widow, huh?
Yeah.
Black Widow.
She was in the last Iron Man.
Yep, she was in the Iron Man.
Cheney obtained... Okay, so he went on. So in January of last year, he celebrated the new year by logging into Johansson's email account on Yahoo. So he got her account now, and sent a message to a friend asking the friend to please send back copies of private pictures.
Yeah, this guy's just a horn dog. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing
Cheney
for all
obtained
men.
several photos of Johansson, and you probably seen the pictures. I know I have.
Yay.
Heyo. She confessed she had taken them herself with her smartphone. These are old from 3 years ago. They were sent to my husband, her ex-husband, Ryan Reynolds. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course there's not. What's wrong is what this guy did, right?
Yeah, I guess the lesson here is for all the reputation that hackers have of being high-tech people, it's really the lowest tech. It's having the gonads to go for it.
It's just because the guy did it. He wasn't using any sophisticated tool at all.
Well, and that's, of course...
In fact, he just started using Hide My IP like a few months before he got caught.
Yeah. But then, like, this is the same technique that they were able to get Sarah Palin's email address. Right. I mean, I think the two lessons are, number one, I think you nailed it. Don't use the actual information. Make it something secret that only you know. But number two, it's like if you do want to hack, it's don't bother getting high tech with it. Just reset passwords.
And it doesn't hurt to ask for naked pictures.
I guess you can't know if you don't try.
Wow, that is just a wild story. Very good article if you want to read more about how all this happened. Nate Anderson writing the Law and Disorder column in Ars Technica. Mm-hmm. He apologized. If that makes you feel better. Speaking of which, did you the MasterCard Visa breach?
I don't know how.
What about the breach of the Paul Allen's card? That was a hot story.
All right, we can talk about that too.
I just mentioned somebody in the chat room. Truckee wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, but the story Leo's talking about, Visa, MasterCard just sent out an alert like BT Dubs, 10 million cards might have gotten stolen.
Million.
Just saying.
Cards. It's using a processor called Global Payments, which processes for both Visa and MasterCard.
Am I the only one who's utterly unconcerned by this? Because you realize every credit card, part of the agreement is that your total liability is $50. And I think they even got rid of that. You have no responsibility if somebody steals your card. Your only obligation, which you should be doing anyway, is pay attention to what charges you have.
This is a wrong attitude on your part.
What?
I'll tell you why. Because by being so kind of casual the way you are, it encourages more thievery, and all they do is jack up the prices, the rates that you pay for your card to pay for the criminals that rip everybody else off.
What am I
You're
supposed to do in
paying
this
more
case?
money over time because your lax attitude.
No, I don't have a lax attitude.
Well,
I
you
check my
sound like
statement
you do.
every single month, which is what everyone should do. And if there's ever an erroneous
Yeah, but you
charge,
said you don't
dispute it.
care.
I don't care about this story about 10 million.
Who does get damaged?
You
Is
should
it the
care, 'cause
merchant?
this is gonna cost
It might
you
be
money.
the merchant. It might not be you. It might be the
No,
merchant.
they pass everything on to the end user. The merchants don't get that kind of a hassle. You're paying, it's coming out of your pocket, these guys.
You know what? The other thing that comes out of you is that...
what is the other thing that comes out of me?
comes out of you?
Well, hey-yo.
Well, it depends. If you're tapping it in the bathroom. No. What comes out of you
This is not good.
is that, and I found this to be the case, I can hardly use my credit card anymore because, I'll give you an example. I like that. It's good. John scares. He jumps. I'll give you an example. I bought something. So, Zappos. Got hacked. My everybody at Zappos account, they had to reset their passwords. They never could reset it. So I said, all right, well, screw it. I'm going to shoes.com. I ordered something. It's the first time I ordered 2 pairs of sneakers. Mm-hmm. That's a mistake.
Why? Because they can be used to make meth?
2 of the same pairs of sneakers.
Oh, yeah. You get
Bingo.
tricked. Well,
so they canceled the order.
We talked about this before because I had gone to some sort of a conference where at the time the CEO of American Express discussed some of the security measures, and you can test this yourself because people have done it. I'm sure it still works. If you get your card, and you go get 2 tanks of gas,
in the same day,
in the same day, and then you go buy sneakers, your card will be canceled on the spot.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
Because the guy says that what happens is a guy steals a card. The first thing he does is he gets a tank of gas, and then he brings his buddy over for a tank of gas in his car so he can be a big
that's
shot.
Unusual behavior. Nobody would buy 2 tanks the same day.
Totally unusual. And so then he goes and he starts buying clothes,
What was that, Lamarr?
No, I was saying, John, what if this was a taxi driver who had an affinity for Nike shoes?
But that's the point. It was completely normal. I bought 2 pairs of sneakers because I want 1 pair for home and 1 pair for the gym.
And he has to refill his tank every couple hours.
I didn't do that.
And
the other thing I did was I was having shipped to a different address. Now this was I was having shipped to work, not home.
Okay.
I gave them the credit. Usually, like on Amazon, when they do that, they say, "Okay, but you're going to have to give us the credit card information again to verify this really is your credit card," and then they go ahead and do that. But I guess it was the first time I'd ordered from shoes.com. And they did try to call me, but the phone number is I don't know where it
You don't answer your phone or email.
I don't answer my phone.
But this isn't even a credit card thing. This is just a shoes.com thing. That was
they
their
canceled
policy.
the order.
No,
I think most people would
You
do
don't
that.
know it wasn't the credit card kicking it back saying,
Could
hey,
be.
this is
Could be.
suspicious.
Could be.
Not authorized.
But that's my point. And so that's the other side effect of this kind of thing is it gets harder and harder to use a credit card. We can't use our corporate card hardly at all because we get dinged all the time. The constant calls saying, or did you really buy this? Yes, I really bought
Well,
this.
once they see a pattern of behavior, then that goes away.
Apparently buying anything is the pattern of behavior. They don't.
So let me ask you: do you think that payment by phone or fingerprint would be the thing of the future?
Good God, no. Because look, at least with the credit card, if you if they say you owe money and you dispute it, you're like, no, I don't owe that. They say, yes, we do think you owe that. Then you can just sit there, cross your arms, and then take it to court. But when you tie your phone to it, and all of a sudden Apple's the one saying, no, you owe it, and I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, guess what? You don't have a phone number anymore.
That's the big danger of even the electronic wallets.
No, I think all of this
keep the phone companies out of it.
Paying by phone is a terrible, terrible idea.
I do like the idea of one-time use credit cards, and I think that's something that the credit card companies don't like so much. It's a lot of work on their part. Well, you can, if we buy online, you can. In some credit cards will do this. Say, I'm going to use this number once. You can only use one charge on it, or I'm going to use this credit card only for this merchant. This is now tied to Amazon, and no other merchant can use it. And those kinds of things add a lot of security, but of course it makes it much more complicated for credit.
The fees
are those. It's not complicated. These are all done by computers.
Computers?
How complicated can it be?
Really? Hey, do you feel sorry for RIM?
Sure,
I do.
I feel bad. I liked. I had a little BlackBerry pager.
Oh, I got some good stuff to say about this one.
All right,
take it.
So RIM has a new CEO. They fired those other guys, the clowns.
3 Stooges.
the 2 Stooges.
2 Stooges.
And the new CEO. RIM sales fell sharply last quarter. First revenue decline in 7 years. Subscriber growth rate all-time low of 3%. The 2 CEOs stepped down. Morale is flagging, according to executives inside and outside the company. At the dinner meeting in February between RIM's chief technology officer, one of the executives who left Thursday, and chief information officers from companies and government agencies, the mood was somber. Is like going to a wake, said one person there. There's a lot of pressure on Thorsten Heinz, who was the new CEO, to turn this around. They've got the BlackBerry 10, the new operating system's coming. They're going to roll out new BlackBerry smartphones later this year. But they're also conducting, what does this mean, John? What does this corporate speak mean? A comprehensive review of strategic opportunities.
It means that they don't know what the hell they're
trying
up
to find a buyer is what they're going to try to do.
They're panicked is what that means.
So what do you think, Lamarr? Did you ever use a BlackBerry?
I have never. Closest I got to it was a Palm Trio, which pretty much the same thing. But yeah, I think RIM really needs to. I know they denied it a couple of days ago, but they need to really consider whether they need to keep this consumer business. Because I was reading about, I think Mike Elgin told me about this book, The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing.
Oh, my God, that is the best book in the world. The only thing that's better is Their Origin of Brands, which is even better. But it covers a lot of the same material.
I will read that.
Alan Laura Reese, I bought you The Origin of Brands the very first time I came.
I have it. You're right.
I gave that to you. That book is amazing.
Oh, that's an awesome book.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you were saying,
Go ahead.
No. So what that book was talking about was the problems that companies like Pepsi or Coke had with line extension. They tried to do too much, clear Pepsi and all these different flavors when they should have just stuck to something simple. And I think that's what RIM tried to be, all things to all people. And when you do that, like Samsung is doing now, when they're pushing out 15 different tablets instead of focusing on one or two, and just trying to see which one sticks, you dilute your market. So I think it's real important for RIM to do an IBM or do what HP was going to do last year and say, hey, maybe we need to just focus on what we do best, corporate. Focus on that. Forget about the consumer market. Let Apple, Google have it, to some extent Microsoft.
I would even
just focus.
I would even take that a step farther, and I say that they could probably win if they focus on one aspect of corporate and say security. If they could paint themselves as the only secure solution.
It's a little
for
hard
business
now
users.
because they've given the keys to the kingdom to India. They've given, who else asked for
Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia. It's a little hard for them to say, well, we're secure. It all goes through Canada. I don't know if that makes people reassured or not. But, I mean, I agree with you. That was their selling point for a long time, especially in enterprise. Hey, we're secure. We have a secure server.
Yeah. Pepsi Blue is one of these things I remember.
Blue.
Pepsi Blue.
Yeah, I think for a little while, I think they actually tested a Pepsi Blue.
Pepsi Clear.
You go to the grocery outlet and you can see all these crazy test marketed
stuff that
things.
they never,
It never gets onto the market.
And the cans are dented.
No, they're dead. Those days are over.
125, really? Cans no longer dent?
No, the dented. It used to start off as it used to be the canned food warehouse, right? It was the old dented cans, and then they kind of got into a new gig.
You know who I talked to today? Ron Rosberg, the owner of Repo Depot.
Oh.
He says it's for sale. Anybody wants to buy it.
Wow.
RepoDepot.com. He'd be glad to sell it to you cheap.
Yes, he's
So with RIM, I say, love or hate Apple, one thing they get right is doing few things the right way. So, they don't throw multiple products. So RIM, forget about the consumers. It's not going to happen. We're not going to buy them. It's just, the market has already spoken.
Dead in the water.
They lost $125 million in their quarter. Now, the revenue's good, $4.2 billion. That's a decent amount of revenue. They've got to figure out a way to make it profitable. I think you're right. I think it's tough to sell to consumers in a world where it's Android and iPhone and nothing else. It's hard to sell. Even Microsoft's going to have trouble. Now, this is the week, or soon anyway, rumors say, in the next 2 weeks, we're going to see this Lumia 900.
You said you'd never see another one of these phones again.
What is that?
It's the Nokia Windows Phone.
What do you think? Do you like it?
No.
You hyped it up like it was going to be great.
Well, no, I liked it until I actually had to try to move some files off of it, and you have to use Zune software. And it's like, it's the Zune phone, just what everybody said.
Yeah.
And I don't like the Zune software. It's terrible.
AT&T's taking pre-orders right now. Amazon is taking a pre-order for 1 cent. How much would you pay? 1 penny.
For what?
A Lumia 900. But I've played with a Lumia 900.
Sell you.
They had it at CES. It was kind of a semi-working, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very
feels
pretty.
Good.
Well, the 800 feels nice, too.
Yeah.
This is a 710 I'm using because it's got Gorilla Glass, which I prefer.
Is that the 710? Yeah. I don't know. But I have to say this.
Gmail tap.
You can tap that anywhere.
I'm tapping out something.
I'd tap that. Sure. Let me tap it.
Tap it.
People on audio.
I'm tapping it right now.
Only.
Wow. Can I tap this in the bathroom?
It's up to you.
All right. I know we got sidetracked here. But the point being that you've got really two big competitors, Apple and Android. And then you've got Microsoft, which is trying as hard as it can and has a much better reputation, in my opinion, than RIM does. RIM is a distant fourth, right?
I think
give it up.
I mean, I'm on the outside of that. I never used a BlackBerry, and I
did, and I loved
phone.
it. And so
people love the BlackBerry.
I think of the BlackBerry as your grandfather's smartphone, and it just seems like of a bygone era 5 years ago.
You know what's funny? It was the only really decent smartphone until 2007. The iPhone came out. Although you might disagree, you like the Nokia Symbian, like the E71. You like their smartphones.
I like the ones with the keyboards.
Keyboard for smartphones. Yeah. It's kind of sad, but I think that this doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's not
doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
But they've made comebacks before, but this time they're too stubborn. They should go Android.
They really should. So should Nokia. Frankly.
Yeah, Nokia should too.
We might as well just admit it now, right? Actually, it's funny because I'm starting to see interesting rumors that Google may not go Android. Google is going to start selling a tablet, right?
Did they go Chrome?
They're going to call it Play. This is I can't remember who wrote this, but
this
I think
could be April Fool's. This could be the moment where you fell for it.
This was more supposition. I know it could be, but they moved everything to the Google Play market, the Android market. Is Play now. The books, the music, the movies, the TV. It's all Play. This is a brand, and the problem. And I'm gonna have to find this article. I can't remember who was writing it, and he really deserves credit for it. But the problem is they've lost control of the Android name.
Yeah,
completely out of control.
Completely out of control.
As you can expect, it's what Lamarr was saying with brand dilution. It's like, what is an Android used to mean something. It meant that the Google phone, but then once it stopped meaning that, it became 18 billion different flavors, and every 20 minutes there's a new dessert named version of it, and it's like you just throw up your hands. You're like, I don't even know.
And you see what Amazon did to it. They just came in and say, "Hey, this is ours." They don't even call it an Android, device. It's hilarious,
right? And
they just kind of just spat in Google's face there.
Yeah. So I suspect, I think this makes a lot of sense that Google will start selling tablets. They'll call them Play tablets, not Android tablets.
But they'll be powered by Android still, right?
Not necessarily.
And it might say
could be a
powered. Well, it will say powered by Android. I don't think they're going to give up on Android. I think they're going to give up on the brand and attempting to make that their brand.
See, I guess I
have their own brand.
I thought that was their intention from the very beginning. If you're going to totally open source it and give it to everyone,
that's what happens.
Soon,
you lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They still got that little robot everywhere.
That's true,
it's
but
the cutest little thing.
I wonder for how long. This is Dan Rowinski writing in Read Write Web earlier this week.
Can I ask a question, kind of off topic?
Sure.
How unlike
what is Bob Heil doing with this other microphone that's all chrome and shiny? Because you want a flat color here, and look at his thing. It's all
shiny. You got to bring the bling, dude.
It's a different. Microphone.
We got some new ones, yeah, and they're very shiny.
Yeah.
It's funny. I once asked Wynton Marsalis.
Really? Oh, really? What did Wynton have to say?
Wynton, very famously, or was it Branford? I can never remember. Who plays the trumpet?
One of them.
It was. I once asked Marsalis because his trumpet is very dull. He does not have a shiny trumpet.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, okay.
He has a dull trumpet. I said, why? He says the sound is better. I don't understand why the sound would be better.
Well, I think it's just a distraction. It's so shiny. You want a kind of a flat color.
Try to look away, John.
I can't keep my eyes off it.
Your eyes are drawn to my shiny mic.
I'll be sleeping in a second.
But now maybe he doesn't want people to look at his trumpet.
No,
don't look at my trumpet. Whatever you do.
I'm just asking. So you got new mics, a bunch of new mics, and they're all shiny like that?
The new ones are shiny.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Wynton. He's got the dull trumpet.
Okay. Sorry I brought it up.
Yeah, I am too, actually, at this point. So Howard Stringer is out. Sir Howard Stringer is out at Sony. Mm-hmm. Sony has a new CEO. I always thought it was weird that a British guy was the CEO.
It was weird.
Of Sony.
Totally weird.
Is that?
And what was the point of it? He didn't do anything while I was there. It was just a lot of bluster.
Today, Kazuo Hirai becomes Sony's president and CEO.
So I wrote a column. I believe it was in Market Watch. Could have been in PC Magazine. I can't remember.
I know they all blurred up there.
But I suggest the following. Sony, divvy up the company. This is the only solution. They have to split the company into three.
You said the same thing for Microsoft 10
yes,
years
I did.
ago.
Four for Microsoft nowadays.
Yeah.
They should split
What
up
are the three companies?
The movie, entertainment, record, movies, that group.
That's a mess.
Then the computer, hardware, consumer electronics.
The stuff that can keep the Sony brand, because that's what you think of when you think of Sony.
Sony, no baloney.
And then the third would be the professional division with the broadcast equipment, medical equipment, all that stuff.
So it's interesting because it's exactly what the new CEO is not doing.
I noticed.
His new strategy is called One Sony.
Yeah, and he wants to bring back the television set as the kind of the hallmark of the new Sony.
Yeah. No, this is that same article, the same argument about brand where you confuse it by being too many things.
Right.
Yep.
Sony, which was the consumer electronics brand, has completely lost it to brands that were for a long time cheesy. Samsung used to be a cheesy brand.
Yeah.
LG used to stand for Lucky Gold Star.
Yeah.
It was the TV set you bought in the back of Kmart.
Yeah.
And
cheesy.
Sony was this is the set. And it's completely lost that.
Yeah. Well,
I agree. They should have. Now, I mean, I guess really the real answer is they never should have put everything under the Sony brand to begin with. It takes a lot more time and effort to build a brand from scratch. That's why everyone loves the shortcut of borrowing from the more popular brand. That's why there's Miller High Life was a popular beer. Then when they came out with Light. The light version, they didn't want to just call it light because they.
What's the 64 thing? What is that all about?
The 64 calorie thing.
Is that how many calories it is?
Yeah, it's like a half beer. It's nasty.
I see the ads are cute.
Yeah, but in
I'm
fact,
sorry.
what happened?
See the confusion? I don't even know. I don't know. What does that do? What is that beer? I don't know.
Well, now you get these subcategories where it's like you have Bud Light, which is a subcategory of Budweiser,
right.
But then Bud Light becomes more popular than Budweiser. So now they start trying to divvy out from that category, making Bud Light Lime and Bud Light, Fiesta flavor.
Bud Light Blue. I hear they got a blue.
That'd be good.
Bud
You
Light
get it at a
Platinum.
grocery outlet.
Yeah.
Yahoo layoffs set to begin next week, restructuring the week after, says Kara Swisher in All Things D.
Yeah, I never want to. It's fun to make fun of Yahoo, but they're easy target. But you hate to see people lose their jobs. If anything that needs to be saved is Flickr. I don't know if anyone agrees that somehow needs to be bought by somebody because I think that's their only property that's really awesome.
Yahoo has 14,000 employees. It is said thousands will be laid off. The cuts will be deep.
That's sad. That's sad.
Mostly aimed at product, research, and marketing units. What's even sadder is that the Yahoo product is still a good product. Yahoo content sites like Flickr are good.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo has a considerable number of good content sites.
No, they're just their marketing that's screwed up.
Well, that's apparently who's going to.
I mean, I've said this before. I've mentioned it in many a column. I'm always stunned because every so often Yahoo says, well, we're going to cancel this. We've had it for 2 years and now we're killing it. And they kill some product. You look at it and you say, I never heard of this.
Right.
If I had known about it, I
would've
probably
loved
would have used it. And how, that happens over and over with them.
By the way, YouTube uploads now an hour of video every second.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That's nothing but good. This is the time. This is the first generation where an accurate depiction of our time will survive for hundreds and thousands of years. History begins in the early 21st century. 1,000 years. Don't look at me that way. I'm getting all misty-eyed and visionary here.
No,
you just give me that look.
No, I am with you. Although, who's going to watch all that video?
Well,
I'm always attracted to when someone goes cornball on me.
Oh no!
I think on YouTube, what's going to be really important, since there's so much video and they got these original channels.
Tomorrow, these all launch, right?
Out. Yeah, well, a lot of them have started already.
Oh, okay.
I think they're launching out some more.
Felicia Days launches tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to have to carve out a niche for yourself, or if you're in the UK, a niche. But yeah, you're going to have to be somehow different and unique because it's too much video out there. You're going to get it buried.
Does it threaten you a little bit, Lamarr? I mean, here you are. You've got a YouTube channel, very successful. But is it scary that there's so many people? There's 60 hours of new video every minute being uploaded to YouTube?
I mean, it did bother me when I was not yesterday, but as I was hearing about this, I think you see more and more YouTubers joining networks. Like, I joined Revision 3. There's Maker Studios, there's Big Frame. There's all these different. You see more.
A lot of the big ones have done that. Why? What is the advantage of that?
Protection. Well, first of all, you get protection from click bombing. You don't have to deal with that kind of issue.
What's click bombing? I'm sorry.
Well, it's basically when people would go to your YouTube, click all your ads, and they click them over and over again. AdSense will just say, they're going to disable your account and they won't appeal, and then you are no longer a partner and you can't make any money. So,
in other words, you've hired Revision 3 as an enforcer, basically. It's like my bodyguard. These guys were stealing your lunch money, and now you got this big kid who's going to come in and this is one of the things that bothers me, because we don't have an enforcer, and Google YouTube screws with us all the time. Like Wednesday when they pulled down This Week in Google because they said, yeah, we own that, and we don't have an enforcer. So you need an enforcer.
Yeah, I mean, Revision 3 can be, they can talk directly to people at YouTube, so that gives me that protection and advantage, and plus, distribution, and you get a higher monetization. So that's why you're going to see a lot of clusters happen on YouTube, because people are trying to kind of keep their turf to themselves. This year's going to be really interesting to see how YouTube kind of divides itself up.
How did Revision 3 get to that point? I mean, how do you become? Why is it that TWiT doesn't have that kind of clout with Google, but Revision 3 does?
Do we know for a fact they do?
Well, they definitely do, but Revision 3 actually has people whose dedicated job is to be the YouTube liaison, to handle all the YouTube channels, to handle all the social, to get on the phone.
Every time I've talked to YouTube, they're idiots. They don't know they've never heard of TWiT. They don't, I said, I want to be on YouTube Live. We do 40, 50 hours worth of high quality live programming every week. They said, yeah, you could do that, but you have to take your ads off.
Wow.
But you know what we do? Yeah. I said, if CNN came to you and said, we'd like to put CNN on YouTube Live, would you say you have to take the ads off? They said, yeah.
Well, they do exercise muscle in that way, because I know that there have been shows that I had to restructure based on only having one ad per show instead of 2 embedded ads per show.
Revision 3 made a deal where they could get at least one ad on there.
I guess so. I mean,
maybe
I'm on
calling them idiots is not such a good idea for this political purposes.
I should be able to call them idiots. Don't you think?
I don't understand.
Hey, are you saying now, Lamarr? Could you call Google or YouTube idiots on your show?
I'll call them idiots.
I wouldn't, because
sold out.
I just happen to be on a feature list of Google Plus, so I'm not gonna. I want to be very nice.
Yeah, I'm not on that either. By the way, I need a YouTube guy apparently.
Well, I'll tell you, if you do have a YouTube guy, like ironically, I need an irony check. Is it ironic that the Scam School web channel on YouTube got shut down for a violation for being a scam? Like it said, multiple violations.
This is what I mean. These people are freaking morons. It's called Scam School.
Something got flipped on a switch somewhere, and it took a phone call to get the page back up. But I just got a tweet out of nowhere. They're like, "You realize Scam School got taken down?"
I swear to God, YouTube is run by a Python script. So tomorrow. No, I'm not even joking. That's actually the sad truth of it.
This is getting better by the minute.
Do you worry, Lamarr, about these YouTube celebrity channels? YouTube took $100 million and went to people like Felicia Day and said, build a channel. Doesn't that threaten you and Lamarr?
No, it legitimizes new media in general. This is part of a general flight to quality that will shape the perception of new media and hopefully be a rising tide for all of us. You got to remember, we are in the early days of something revolutionary. This is the 1970s of cable, where nobody knows what the rules are, and we're trying to establish what new media means. And in the old days, whoever is there first won on cable. CNN was the first cable news 24-hour news network, and because nobody was watching it first. Right. But then as cable became a legitimate platform, CNN rose to the top. And likewise, as new media gets legitimized, TWiT's only going to benefit.
But BS, that's wrong.
What?
Yeah.
No, because what's going to happen is Google's going to dominate and independents are going to go away. And YouTube both demonstrated you cannot be independent.
Actually, I would have to agree with him.
With who? Mr. Utopia here? You think it's good for us?
Spiky.
You're an independent.
Spiky.
You're independent.
Yeah.
You don't think that threatens independence?
Nah.
How can you succeed without a YouTube guy?
You don't need a YouTube guy.
Are you on YouTube?
No.
Well, there you go. Of course you don't need a YouTube guy.
Well, actually, the Tech Grouch and the Tech Hippie were on YouTube, and I still have the Barney had almost 3 million hits.
you're just your doll dancing there.
Nothing to celebrate, John. I'm just saying. All right.
Leo, for new channels, it is really hard. But people who are established at least have a
precisely my
shot.
point.
That's
why it is not the utopia for new media. It is bad. It only promotes established.
It helps if it forces, like Brian was saying, have your quality has to rise up. If they're pumping in millions of dollars to channels, the quality is going to be high.
And that's why the Barney video does so well, because the quality is so high.
That's exactly why they need to spend this money, and that's why they're going to trusted partners, because they need to shake a reputation that YouTube's where you go to see someone kicked in the nuts or a Barney doll dance.
Well, I agree. Although I'm not
to be
convinced
something more than
that Paul and Storm will not eventually resort to kicking people in the nuts on Geek and Sundry. But that's so. And our very own Tom and Veronica, Sword and Laser, will be part of this.
I think that the fact of just the basic IPTV model, which can bypass any of these systems, is enough to.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, well, I am right.
Good. Thank God you're right. Thank God you're right. Did you see? I want to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to show. I don't know what is wrong with this kid. He's 16 years old, and he built a working calculator in Minecraft.
This is awesome.
Did you see this?
I did.
There's something wrong with this kid.
The fact that he plays Minecraft.
No, my daughter. No,
wrong
my
audience,
daughter.
Lamarr.
My
Wrong
daughter's
audience.
big into Minecraft. I think Minecraft's fascinating, but I do worry about this kid because this is really wild.
It's awesome.
All right, it is awesome. It is the geekiest awesomeness I've ever seen. But first, let's talk about Audible.com. Did you see this? The new Dark Tower novel?
What? Shut up.
April
what is this?
24th. Did you see this?
Dude, this is the I'm actually speechless. This is how excited I am.
I knew you'd be excited about this.
You
got me hooked on this. You got me hooked on this. Stephen King. How many?
There are 7 Dark Tower books, but secretly, most of the famous Stephen King novels, The Stand, Black House, Insomnia, are all really satellite novels about the Dark Tower series. He calls the Dark Tower the Jupiter around which all my other books revolve.
His magnum opus.
Yeah,
the new
Jerusalem's
one.
Lot.
The Wind Through the Keyhole comes out April 24th. It will be on Audible. In fact, Audible is giving people a chance to win his novel free. All you have to do is, now this is how I'm going to help you. You can go to audible.com/twit2. You'll sign up for the platinum account. Your first month is free. Your first 2 credits are free. You can get The Stand. That would be a great one.
That's a great one to
I
start
just
with.
ordered that one. It's what a great book that is. Or you could get some of the Dark Tower series, and you'll be automatically entered in to win the new one. How about that?
Does it say when the new one takes place? I think.
When it takes place.
Yeah, I think it takes place between or before Wolves of the Calla. If you've read the Dark Tower series,
I am so excited about The Stand. It's my next book. Have you not
read it yet?
Oh, I read it in paper.
Yeah,
in a very, very, very thick paperback. But I'm really excited about listening to it.
49 or 47 hours long. It's big.
I know, it's probably 2 credits, but you can get it for free if you go to audible.com/twit2. I just finished 11/22/63, which I loved.
Way better ending than most of King's other works.
Very good ending.
He tends to peter out at the ending, but he gave a very satisfying end on that.
You know, it's funny. Paul Thurrott and I were talking about it. He hadn't come to the end yet, and he was saying, I'm hoping he's not going to ruin the end. I'm hoping he's not.
Yeah.
And it ends beautifully.
Yes.
And surprisingly.
Yes.
Quite well done. He says his son came up with it at the end. Did you know that?
No. I'm glad. I fully expected it to end with him going out and you never finding out what the repercussions of it were, but he doesn't do that.
No, in fact, it's fascinating what happens. It's really good. I don't want to, no spoilers, but yeah, he says, but this is another reason to get Audible. Audible often has additional material, in this case, an interview with Stephen King at the end, in which he says, I got to give credit to my son. I had a different ending. And my son, who's also a novelist, said,
his son is writing a bunch of zombie-related stuff, right?
Yeah, very interesting. Look, we love Audible. Here's what Audible is. It's the ultimate in audio bookstores, 100,000 plus titles. Everything new comes out on Audible. So do join, because if you love to read, and I know you love to listen, you wouldn't be listening to TWiT. If you love to read, you're just going to love this. I got an email, or was it a tweet? I think somebody tweeted me this today and said, Leo, I used to listen to all your shows, then I got Audible. Now I don't listen to any of them. I just listen to audiobooks. It's okay. I forgive you. If reading has left your life, because who has time to read anymore, Audible will bring it back. Whether you have a commute or go to the gym, even just doing housework, walking the dog. I listen to Audible whenever I get a chance, and it is wonderful. Here's your entry, the entry drug, audible.com/twit2. Be a good one to get, the Stephen King, but there's a lot of other great books there. Pick 2. They're yours for free. You can cancel at any time. The books will be yours to keep. Audible.com.
Printed text is dead and stupid.
Do you mind if we do the week ahead?
I think we've just turned on the lights on the TNT set because that's, of course, our newsroom where Tom Merritt, Ayaz Akhtar, and Sarah Lane cover the news for us every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I know they've got some big stories coming up. Tom, what's ahead on the week ahead?
Yeah, Leo, Tom here. We've got some quite interesting events coming up. Monday, April 2nd. VentureBeat Mobile Summit in Sausalito. O'Reilly Ware Conference in Sausalito, also on Monday, April 2nd. Tuesday, April 3rd, Data 2.0 Summit in San Francisco. AdTech San Francisco. The Xbox 360 Connect Star Wars bundle begins shipping. And happy birthday, Osborne 1. 1981, Adam Osborne unveiled the Osborne 1 at the West Coast Computer Fair in San Francisco. Wednesday, April 4th, Sprint and HTC hosting some big event in New York City. The Gathering Norwegian LAN party begins, aiming for a record-setting 200 gigabits per second connection. The anniversary of the partnership formed in 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. And finally, Friday, April 6th, the PAX East kicks off in Boston. By the way, April 5th, we messages fabulous John C. Dvorak's birthday. And Leo, back to you.
Tom, this is John C. Dvorak over here. Tom, I have a question for you.
And, of course, Leo, I'm on tape, so I can't speak to you.
Damn, that's a good Tom Merritt. He did a really good job. Oh, my God. Lamarr, you're going to lose your title as the funniest tech reporter on the air.
I think John gets it, man.
I tell you.
Good grief.
Woo!
That was great.
John C. Dvorak.
What? I didn't do anything.
I mean, Tom Merritt. Very nice. Tom had a little cold today, but otherwise was in fine fettle. Wow. So let me show this video, and then we're going to wrap this puppy up. What do you say?
Sure.
This is, and there's more news, but who the hell cares? This is not an April Fool's joke, I don't think. This is a guy who is 16 years old, and of course it had to be, because only 16-year-olds have enough time. How long? You play Minecraft, right? I've played a little bit.
I played just the tiniest.
Just enough to know how hard this would be.
Yeah,
I love Minecraft for the record, just for the chat room. I love.
Oh, you lie! You're such a liar.
Subscribe.
What is your favorite? What is your favorite material?
Diamonds. I like diamonds.
Diamonds. Who doesn't love diamonds?
I like to use iron ore and My Little Pony Pinky Dust.
So, for those who don't know, Minecraft's an amazing game. Notch, we were talking about earlier, wrote it. It just kind of, I think, offhand. Because nobody knew this would be a hit. It's all in 8-bit, so it's very clunky, very chunky, and you have this hand, just this club that you can hit things, collect stuff. Night falls. There are creeps who will come after you. You have to defend yourself. Usually, you want to build something, but you can build a lot of things with a lot of effort. This is an operating.
This is like a
scientific calculator.
Okay. Now think about it this way. Now, you roll your eyes and be like, get a life, but you realize that by having a very simple virtual space with reliable rules, this is the great grandson of Charles Babbage's difference.
It is,
engine,
because it's all mechanical. This is not digital.
Right. I mean,
he has to do multiplication. He has to do division. He's got BCD to binary decoders. He's got memory. He's got square root, log, sine, and cosine. I mean, this thing, and it's all mechanical. I mean, it's Babbage's inference machine. Now he says,
will it blend?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When I look at this, that's the thing I think about is how easy this would be to break.
Will it come alive and attack you?
You've got to be very, very. I mean, the amount of detail and refinement in making this thing. Now, it's not super fast. So you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, log, sine, cosine, tangent, square root, and square. It also is a graphing calculator.
What?
You can do linear, quadratic, plot graphs, equations. This is amazing.
Yes,
so
that's incredible.
What do you want me to do?
Let's see quadratic equation, 1507 there.
I don't
oh, my
know
God, it does graph. Look at this.
Yeah, that's the graphing calculator. You're right. No girlfriend involved at all.
Yeah.
But this is also, we roll our eyes.
This kid's obviously a genius.
Right.
No, this is non-trivial. I can't even imagine how you begin to tackle
No,
this
he'll
problem.
be at the NSA next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and not only for his smarts in putting this together, but to be somebody who's a self-starter and has the ability to break down large projects and go about them on his own.
And thank God he's not getting laid. No, and also I admire his parents because he obviously spent hours in his room.
Somebody says this takes a lot of Red Bull.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I mean, who knows? But look at this. So you actually have to jump up and down to punch a number.
This took a lot of taps.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, I can't believe unless this is an April Fool's joke.
No,
it's too
I
elaborate.
think this is real. I really do think this is real. A lot of hot pockets going into this one, folks, and Pepsi Blue.
Now, I wonder, I assume he has to release this so everyone can have their own instance version of it.
I hope so. You can save this out in Minecraft. You could save it out, and then you could give it to somebody to put on their server, right?
Yes.
Somebody has done the entire TWiT brick house, actually.
Oh, my God.
The number
TWiT
of
brick
people.
house looks amazing.
It's quite well done, yeah.
There was also, a while ago, I want to say it was like back in November, there was somebody actually made an 8-bit CPU that similar, but it didn't look as pretty as this.
This is pretty amazing.
I'll tell you, man, the future architects, the future engineers of 20 years from now are all playing Minecraft right now.
Cheeto in the chat room, Chatcraft.
Is the server, yeah.
Yeah, is the server. And Cheeto and a number of other people in the chat room did that. It was really a nice job, too.
As Dvorak would say, this going nowhere.
I'm not saying that.
Lamarr is bored. Wow. All right, well, you get the... Okay, I'll let him
We are watching very slow numbers get
going
entered.
nowhere, but the kid's going somewhere.
The kid is going somewhere.
I love John. He knows that.
That's pretty amazing. Anyway, we'll bomb out of that, but you can go to Tom's Hardware to see that or other places. That's where we're playing it from. And it is on YouTube as well. Just real quickly, I'm going to check through these stories. Half of U.S. cellular subscribers own smartphones. There are nearly 1 billion smart devices were shipped last year.
It's taken over.
For the first time ever in 2011, digital beat out physical.
That's a big one.
In music, and streaming services gained 300,000 subscribers in 2011. We didn't end up talking about, what is it called? Girls Around Me?
Oh, yeah, the girl stalking app.
I'm very upset this is gone.
It was on the App Store. The real question is why Apple approved it. It is a girl stalking app that uses public data, Foursquare data, to figure out if there are any women around.
Well, it's not stalking so much as I just want to see if you're near me so I can knock on your door at night, late.
Or maybe not even knock. Maybe I'll show you my Google Tap.
Whoa.
So
in the dark.
It should have been banned. It raises some issues, certainly.
See, now I read this. I didn't read this as being serious at all. I read this as being a cautionary tale to let people know that they're putting public or private information in the public.
But look at the launch screen and tell me what this app is for.
Well, I mean, again, I think it's a very well
look at
executed
that green
lesson.
thing. This is a stalking app.
It's a little creepy. It's a little creepy. But anyway,
I've always believed that Foursquare and all these things were just pretty much tools for stalkers.
Well, it's funny. Most of the women I know will not use Foursquare, except for one. But maybe now this will make people more aware of that, I guess. E-books are the fastest growing area of book sales, especially, and this is not a surprise, with young people.
No, these things are skyrocketing. It's only the beginning.
Just the beginning.
I'll tell you what.
Lower the prices.
And this guy sitting over here on the end over here has already made like $500,000
How's
on
that
his
Scam
book.
School book going?
It's doing really, really well.
This guy, he won't even come on the show.
Did you get to number one?
You know what? We got number one in Canada. We hit number 3 in the U.S. because we released the same day as this 50 Shades of Grey It's erotic BDSM fan fiction based on Twilight. And it's a huge, they've already got movie rights.
You're never going to be.
You're not going to get movie
so we're
rights.
very, very happy with the release. But more importantly, I'm amazed at the reviews have been insane. People are calling it a game changer for educational books.
Well, because you're using video, you're using audio, it's multimedia. I don't have my iPad here. I'd show people, but it's really cool. If you can, get the iBook version because that really is the best.
It's slightly better in order right now. iBooks looks best. Second place goes to the Barnes & Noble Nook because that's EPUB. And depending on what device you're viewing it on, they are updating the Kindle app, so it's just going to look better and better. In the next month or so, the Android version is going to look as good as any of the other ones. But the platform we did it on, Vook.com, asked if they could. It was a weird call because they're like, hey, we would like to make your book the official case study for Vook.com.
Well, it should be.
And so if you look, like it's on the front page now of Vook.com. I think it's the third picture in there. Vook, V-O-O-K, because you got all these different publishing platforms, and they're all contrary to each other. It's one platform.
It's a book with a V.
You build it on.
Look, this was made with Vook.
There you go.
Yeah.
Vook.
Okay. Hey, dude, what's your problem, dude?
Listen, chaps.
Gents.
But I'll tell you, man, I've never been more proud of anything. If you guys haven't gotten the Scam School book, you should go to scamschoolbook.com and pick it up. It's very, very good. And we're already halfway through book 2, which we're hoping to have come out in like June.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it.
Is this going to be able to give you like the freedom and independence you've long been seeking?
Oh, good God, yes. It's like as much as I've loved all this new media stuff, there's no money in this, you know? And so it's like
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm glad for a way to make a buck.
I am so happy for you. That's fantastic. Scam School book, get it. Absolutely. John C. Dvorak, so nice to have you. I hope you come back. You might not. There's an asteroid's going to go within 143,000 miles of the Earth.
It's a possibility. It's get wiped out.
Yeah. No, actually, I guess it passed us.
Oh.
So we're all right. We survived.
Good.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
That was close.
It's actually within the moon's orbit, which always makes me nervous. You know, we should have a new app.
With 2
Asteroids
moons.
around
How
me.
about 2 moons?
Yeah.
Be kind of cool.
They should use all that social media. We could track asteroids around us.
ChannelDvorak.com.
That's the place to go for more John C. Dvorak. You've got to post that.
Also, RomneySucks.org. Yeah.
.org.
Also, I think Sean Hannity is also one of ours.
Is he?
We have over 1,000 people that have forwarded crazy domain names to
So
us.
if I type Sean Hannity sucks?
.com. SeanHannity.com.
You own SeanHannity.com?
I don't know. We don't own anything.
I had a call on the radio show. It does.
Oh, my God.
We don't.
Sean Hannity ought to be pissed at that.
I don't know why he doesn't talk to this.
Folks, if you own a domain name that you're not using, just have it point to noagenda.show.com and make good use of it.
We don't own any of these outside domain
I had
names.
somebody call the radio show, said, I register a lot of domain names. He was on hold for an hour and a half. I register a lot of domain names. I want to know how to make money selling the domain names. And I said, well, what do you got? He said, well, I have one that you might like because you like coffee. It's Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky.com. Tchaikovsky. I said, I'll give you $1. Thank you. And then I hung up on him.
Oh.
Thank you so much for being here. Lamarr, what a pleasure getting to know you a little bit better. Lamarr Wilson is, of course, Wilson Tech 1 on YouTube. Or just go to revision3.com/WilsonTech1. Yeah, let's give them a little plug. They've got the enforcers over there, so you might as well.
They do.
Yes.
I'm going to try to help you out somehow on this YouTube thing.
That's hopeless. Better men than you have tried, Lamarr. They hate me.
That's too bad.
They hate me. Anyway,
So I enjoyed being here. Thank you
great
so
to have
much.
you. So much fun. Really appreciate it. Nice. We'll have you back. Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you.
And nice to see you, Scam School Man. I'm glad you're doing so well.
Yeah, in fact, Scam School just got picked up by Discovery.com. So if you go to Discovery.com in the life section.
Is that an April Fool's joke?
No, that's a real thing. I thought it was a joke. It turned out to be real.
We'll see.
TWiT is filmed in color before a live audience in Studio City, California, and we thank you all for joining us. We do this show on what day? Sunday.
Sunday.
April 1st is Sunday. We do it at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please tune in if you can. That's 2200 UTC if you're outside the U.S. You can watch, of course, after the fact. We make audio and video available at TWiT.tv, so download it. And if you do need a fix during the week of tech news, we've got TNT every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC, on TWiT.tv with Tom Merritt and company. That's a great show. Wow, that's really exciting. If you go to discovery.com, you get noagendashow.com. It's really amazing.
It's amazing.
I think Anonymous is your enforcer.
Well, they do the best work.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time. Another TWiT is in the can.